Hey everybody, today I'm going to do a video showing you a couple of games with Control. So Control is a brutal type of deck that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. The idea is you're going to be spamming hammers and denying your opponent energy, and then also you have ways of locking your opponent out of their hand, combinations of Reset Stamp, Lieutenant Surge's Strategy, and Jesse James here. And so using those, you can get cards out of your opponent's hand, and then you can use Chip Axe to set the card that your opponent is going to draw next turn. And then we can use our Excadrill with this Rototiller attack to shuffle 4 cards from our discard pile into our deck. So we can put back our axes, our hammers, our Reset Stamp, our Jesse James, all of our means of controlling our opponent, and continuously do that until we've run them out of resources. We are playing 1 copy of an attacking Excadrill so that once we do have them controlled, we can switch into an attacking mode and take prizes that way. We have a couple of one-ofs. I actually have 3 spaces in the deck. I filled those spaces with Judge's Whistle because you're trying to get through the deck as fast as possible. And if there's any time to play Judge's Whistle, it is now when item lock is fairly weak and hasn't received support that we may fear it might get in Vivid Voltage. But this Judge's Whistle could of course come out and be whatever one-ofs or additional copies of cards you may need. For example, if you're fearing Mewtwo, a second Power Plant could be very helpful. I think that a second Rosa could also help. I think that a second Bird Keeper could also help. But for now, I have the 3 Judge's Whistle, and I've liked that a lot in terms of just getting through the deck very fast. If you've seen a lot of my lists recently, I am finding space for 2 to 4 Judge's Whistle in a lot of my decks just because of the consistency of playing a 58 or 56 card deck instead of playing a 60 card deck. I personally like it a lot. Who knows if I'm crazy or there's some merit behind this, but I think in theory it should make a lot of decks a lot more consistent, and if you have the space for it, why not? But like I said, this Judge's Whistle can come out for Channeler. I think in one of the games that you're about to see, I was playing a Channeler. So this is the Control list. I used a list that Tord Reklev leaked as a starting point, but I've kind of changed around a couple of things according to personal preference as I have played more and more games with this list. Overall, I think playing Control is a ton of fun. It is not a lot of fun at all for your opponent, so bear that in mind, and hopefully you enjoy these games. I'm going to go second, because we want them to attach energy, not be able to use a supporter, and then we're going to use hammers. Alright. Here we go. Well, we lost our hand, so that's kind of sucks, but that's okay. Twitch music moderation? I sent you a private whisper. Did you now? Are you a bot or are you a human? What are you, Twitch music moderation? I don't know if I trust you. What do we think? Scam? What? Oh, it's just saying I'm in the wrong category. Duh. I'm still in music. I'm not in Ptcgo. That's like Twitch telling... That's a Twitch robot saying, get in the right category. It's saying, why are you... They're like, why are you streaming in the wrong category? Alright, I have 12 seconds to take my turn because of Twitch. So I'm gonna use the quick ball, and I'm gonna find... The most important thing is Zacian. Zacian lets you draw. Oh, you're not a bot? Okay, I'm so sorry for my rudeness, Twitch music moderation. But I was doing music yesterday, forgot to change the category, but we are back in Pokemon Trading Card Game. So the Intrepid Sword is the most important thing. You want an Intrepid Sword every single turn when you're playing Control. Have a good stream. Thank you, Twitch. Appreciate you. So let's see. And they're playing the Fire deck, which worries me. Yep, happens all the time. Have a great stream. Thanks. So I am slightly worried that we will not be able to keep up with the amount of fire energies that this deck is going to be attaching. It could be a problem, but we'll just see. We'll deal with it. Fire is the hardest deck to play against with this, and this doesn't do anything. So we're just going to do that. We might as well just play the second Drill Bird right here, honestly. And then we're just going to Intrepid Sword again. The thing with this deck is we can just let them... take prizes. We can go. You can kill the Drill Bird. You can kill 5 Pokemon. I don't care. And we'll just get a far bit behind, and then we'll have a pivot point, right? And when the pivot point happens, then we take control of the game, and that's why the deck's called Control. So a couple things can happen usually. You can control the game by using hammers and just spamming hammers and denying them of all the energy, which works with some decks. It doesn't necessarily work playing against fire, because fire can just accelerate energy super fast. We can trap things in the active using things like Galar Mine. And then we can also hand lock them with Jesse James and Reset Stamp. So I'm going to put the energy there. We're still not really drawing into what we want. So, did you see what Robert Pattinson said about Henry Cavill? No, I did not. Is this a newsworthy event? Let's see. Robert Pattinson, Henry Cavill? What's going on here? Huh? I did not, and I quickly Googled it, and I could not find information. So, if you could update me on the Robert Pattinson Henry Cavill situation. He found him so beautiful he couldn't speak. That's amazing. I believe it. Okay. So we'll put that in. We're gonna get the hammer. We'll spam the hammers for a bit. I don't think this is really gonna get us too far, but yeah, we might as well just get rid of the special energy so it doesn't come back. We'll play that. We're gonna play this. We're gonna get rid of... Oh, I shouldn't have gotten rid of the special energy, but whatever. So we're gonna draw 2 more cards. Yeah, and then we'll just draw more. We're just gonna be patient. Okay, they're playing Snorlax. The Milo, yeah, they're ready for anything. Okay, so we'll throw this up. You know what? We'll even see if we can draw more by putting this Jirachi active. Great. More hammers to spam. Yeah, let's just take out the heat energy. Chinchino. This make do. We can make do a second time. We won't need Channeler this matchup. We're gonna Stellar Wish. Power Plant's not awful because we can at least get rid of the Hearth. That's options we're getting rid of. And then here, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll play this Jirachi, and then I think we want to do this actually. We want to put our Drillburs back. Yeah, then we'll just draw more. So my hope is that soon we can hand lock them and then trap this Snorlax up. And then we can stall for a couple turns while we put the hammers back. And then we're going to spam the hammers, get rid of the energy. And then hopefully we can win from there. Okay, so our first goal is going to be to draw. So let's get rid of Alright, let's get rid of one of these Chinchinos. Okay, there's our Drillbur. There's our energy. Let's draw one more. Okay, we Drillbur. We still don't have our Jesse James. Let's find it here. Palpad. Yeah, so let's Cynthia Caitlin. We'll put a Sport in our hand after discarding 2 cards. We're going to discard the Quick Ball. We're going to put Rosa back in our hand. And we're going to draw 3. We're going to play the hammer because we can. Let's hit the Torkoal. And let's draw 3 more cards. Okay, there's the Jesse James. So they could Marnie us, but I think my hope is that they actually boss up the Zacian and kill that. Looking for them prizes. Okay, but they're gonna use Bug Catcher as their supporter for the turn. I don't know, maybe they could stamp me, but what are they doing? Okay, yep, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Alright, so we send up Drillbur. And then now is where everything transforms, okay? The whole game is going to be flipped on its freaking head, okay? I can't even see what all these cards are. Okay, so we're going to play Lieutenant Surge's strategy, okay? This is the turn where it all matters, okay? So Lieutenant Surge's strategy, then we are going to play Reset Stamp, right? And shuffle their hand into their deck until they only have 2 cards, right? Then we're going to play Jesse James, so they have to discard those 2 cards. So they now they have no hand. We're going to discard that, and whatever. We can discard that too. All right. So those 2 cards are gone. They have no hand. Now we can use Chip Axe to look at the top 5 cards of their deck and choose what's in their hand. Sure. So now you get Quick Ball in your hand, which is not going to help you. And then we have 3 cards left in deck, so we might as well thin it out just a little bit and use Make Do and get rid of, sure, let's get rid of this. We can get rid of another supporter. Okay, we just drew 2 cards, so now we can play Galler Mine. We still have 1 supporter left, so we're going to bring up this Snorlax so that it can't retreat. Now it has a 6 retreat cost, so that's going to stall us for turn after turn after turn. We're going to evolve this Excadrill. We're going to evolve this Excadrill too, right? And then we're going to use Rototiller, and we're going to put back our friends. So that's Chip Axe, and then Hammer, Hammer, Hammer. I think that's all we need to put back right now. Yeah, okay. And there we go. And this is, now we have just entirely flipped the game on its head. We are in complete control of this situation. We are going to be controlling what it is our opponent draws. We're going to be bouncing their energy like crazy with hammers. So that energy is gone. We can put that there. And we have 4 cards left in deck. So what can we afford to get rid of? So we can play Make Do. We can get rid of Rosa to draw 2 cards. And would you look at that? I drew another hammer. And we can get rid of that energy there. And then let's play Make Do one more time. And we can discard one of these switches to draw 2 more cards. And look at that. We got another hammer. And we flip it, and that one's a tails. What a shame, but that's okay. So we use Chip Axe again. Look at the top cards of your deck. What do you... Okay, so they can't get Bird Keeper. Fire Crystal is bad. I guess Koga's Trap is okay. They can confuse and poison me. I can just use the thing. And then, what do we use? We use Rototiller, and we put back our Chip Axe, our hammer, and our hammer, and our hammer. And it's their turn. So now they're stuck. Now they're like screwed. Now they're busted. Yeah, sure, confuse me. I'm poisoned. Okay. So first we have to draw these cards, so we're going to use Make Do. We're going to discard Meowth. And we're going to draw 2. And then we're going to use Make Do. We can discard Persian. And we're going to draw 1. We span the hammers. Hammer, tails, hammer, heads. Let's get rid of the Torkoal. And then hammer again. Heads. Let's get rid of the Houndoom. And they have a Quick Ball as their 1 card in hand, so let's use Chip Axe. What's their top deck card going to be? Let's make it a Houndoom. Great. Then we'll switch to bring this Excadrill up. And, yeah, I think we can just get away with using Rototiller right here. And putting back our friends, the Chip Axe and the hammer and the hammer and the hammer. And I think we'll be golden. And they quit. When do you get back to the supporters? It depends on the situation. So sometimes you need to get back the Team Yell Grunt to slow their energy. Sometimes you need to get back the Jesse James to like discard cards out of their hand. But like in that situation, I could have just repeated that over and over forever. Like just putting back the 1 Chip Chick Axe and the 3 hammers, and I would have just knocked them out of energy. Once I ran out, once they had no energy on the board, then I would just be putting back Chip Chip Axe, and I could put back Pal Pad and other supporters. And the beautiful thing about Pal Pad is I can use Surge, spam 2 supporters, then use Pal Pad, put them back in, and then with the Rototiller, put the Pal Pad back in. So I get to put back extra things per turn. So that's how Control works. It's very brutal, very mean. Usually they quit before you deck them out because you deck them out just so slowly. Okay, we got the Xatu. We got the Xatu.